Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mario Ybarra Jr. here with George of 3 Shibuya. We're here at my pad in the archives where I've collected and recollected, and some people don't think I collect. I think I'm more of like a hoarder slash accumulator of things that I just find interesting. I'm a deep digger, so to speak. Like, I grew up with DJ friends that dig for records, and I guess I dig for ephemera and objects and things. I just recently started digging for records because I thought that I didn't have space, but just becoming interested in the sound of the past, or specifically kind of the nostalgic sounds of the past I grew up listening to. And I also collect toys. I love toys, books, DVDs, Blu-rays, stuff, things that end up in thrift stores and flea markets. I'm always digging passionately. I feel like I'm something in the hunter-gatherer, early human phases of life has totally stuck with me. I love being a hunter and a gatherer. I'm not necessarily a great organizer in my space, but it's kind of like raw footage, you know. I have things around me that somehow either inspire me or interest me, and I'm a kind of empirical learner, meaning that I have to experience things. Some people would say hard-headed, but I need to touch them. I need to feel the tactility of an object, or somehow exercise the spirit in them. Like if you're holding like an object that comes from a certain time, like I'm always wondering who owned them, and there's kind of charge or something kind of in them that either me in a kind of vampire-esque mode I need to kind of suck out of, right? Like I need to suck the life out of it. It gives me one, like a kind of intellectual charge, but also a creative charge that's really important for me as an artist. And so that's why there's all kinds of stuff around me. I don't know, I'm not a minimalist at all. I guess I'm a kind of maximalist. Like I need I don't know if it's a kind of addictive personality or what, but I need like a lot of things stimulating me simultaneously, right? Like, be careful, because I'm gonna hide it from myself so good that fucking I'm not gonna know where it is. So this is my fucking grail, dog. Like, this shit right here, I'm fucking almost split my wig when I found it. So when I found it, it was upside down in a pile of other toys like this. And I'm walking by at the swap meet, and I knew exactly what it was. And it had like other toys around it, and I like started grabbing other things, and I was asking the man, like, how much is this? He was like $1. So I like gave him $5 for all the things, and I walked around the corner, and I'm like, Carla, stop! She was like, why? And I'm like, I found a 1979 Knickerbocker Gollum figure. It's like one of the grails of action figure collecting. So for all of you that don't know, all of the live action Lord of the Rings films were like the second crack at trying to make those movies, right? Like the first time they made those movies was in the 1970s and early 1980s, and they were animated, they were cartoons, and I grew up watching those on like TV. And this was the original version of Gollum, and this figure here was made by a company that didn't normally make action figures. It's called Knickerbocker. They usually made little like stuffed animal toys, and I bought this for $1. I checked on eBay, and like this, without the package and everything, this still goes for $200. This little dude right here. Isn't that amazing? And I'm like, I found out, I almost fainted, man. They also made, Sam and Frodo and the Ranger and one of the baddies. My favorite part of graffiti letters when I'm doing them is to do the fill-ins. I like to do the fill-ins because then that's where you could get it doesn't have to follow a form. Like I feel like my letters, I feel like I have to kind of write my graffiti name, you know, and make it kind of, for myself at least, make sense. But the place for abstraction, or where you can get like a wildness, is kind of in the fill-ins. So I like doing the fill-ins because it also gives me a chance to like play with like my color theory, complementary colors, tertiary colors, you know, like that. And then also just play with like my design stuff, because I could doodle this stuff on a sheet of paper, and then when I look at it, I'm like, oh, that's not important, that's just a doodle. You know what I mean? But if I doodle in the fill with these kind of patterns and things, like there's a place for them. Does that make sense? So like that, that's cool. And then the hip hoppy stuff for me is like roots, you know, like I grew up, you know, at a time where like hip hop was being kind of initiated, you know. I was born the same year that it was supposed to have been created in 1973, so it's like of my generation. And you know, I feel like I'm communicating when I'm doing the graffiti stuff. This is for the homies. Like fuck everybody else. Like if you don't dig it, like if the art world don't dig it, if a gallery don't dig it, if a museum don't dig it, if like all the fucking people that are, you know, supposedly art, quote unquote, ain't down with it, like fuck them. It ain't for them. Like when I'm drawing graffiti stuff and I'm doing letters, it's for like my fucking inner circle of folks that like get it, are roots, you know what I mean? Like they get it, they're fucking down with it, they love it, and it's like a kind of thing to also say like I haven't forgotten, you know what I mean? I don't want it to be like, oh, I haven't forgotten my roots, I don't want to forget where I come from. Like no, I'm fucking. And never undervalue VHS. If you find something that's interesting on VHS, pick it up, because VHS, they still play if you have a good forehead, you know, player, VHS player. And they also give you a sense of time. Like anything that's analog like this, cassette players, things like this, man, it finishes and it stops. Don't keep continuing. You know what I mean? Like, I think the sense of time for things like this is what's really important, you know? Like, there's a sense of physicality to them, of course, but then there's also like a sense of time. This is the brat.